local swimming pool, and there'd be a ball, and the guys would be playing head tennis, and it was just, the ball was everywhere, and the ball was your friend, you know, and if your mates weren't around and you had the ball, you could have a good time as well.
I remember as a youngster a lot of boot passing and shin pad sharing, and I remember how often we used to get to games without shin pads, and then we'd cut open the cardboard that used to carry the beers. And I mean, I made good friends with Sipho Mgomazulu, who became one of my best friends, and it was all through just lending him boots and red socks to play for Ramblers.
We all lived together in actual fact in Arswood Avenue in Woodlands, and I think we lived in the same street, and probably 4 or 5 houses apart. You know, Brummy Deleur, Dylan Shepherd, myself, Tony Herwell, a couple of guys. We all lived in the same area, and that's all went to the same schools together, grew up together, and it was fantastic. You know, we used to go to school. None of us were very clever those days. We just loved playing football. We used to go and straight after school, every break, during the break, we used to have our little games, go back to class all sweaty. You know, we can't wait for school to end. School ended, we used to go into the field in the bottom of the New Forest High School, and all the guys used to come there. We used to meet, we used to play right until it was dark, until you couldn't see the ball anymore.
My dad and my stepfather were huge football fans, so obviously that when we always had a ball, we were kicking in the garden, so that's the first thing. We never knew about rugby and cricket. Only when we went to primary school and high school they were introduced, but football was always the main priority.
The suburb of Montclair is also a little bit different and a little bit special because it's kind of on the border of outer Durban, and it sits on the fringe of a couple of the, you know, the coloured and the Indian and the black areas. And so I think there was a little bit more integration in Montclair as there would have been in maybe some of the posher suburbs of Durban. And I mean, I remember having a black teammate at 10, never ever thought anything of it. You know?
Nobody really cared a damn about, you know, the ins and outs and the politics. They just wanted to play soccer. And irrespective whether a guy was black, white, Indian, coloured, they wanted to play. I mean, that leather ball, they just wanted to kick it.
I just wanted to play football, and the best place to play was, at the time, was at Ramblers.
When you got Marlon coming in and he's playing and he's got the skill that he's got, I mean, geez, anyone wants to play with him. You didn't look at colour, you looked at, hey, I'll give him Marlon Burgess. You know, something's going to happen. So it was all for the game, the love of the game, I think.
Marlon Burgess is a very good player.
One of the best I've played.
Yeah, one of the best I've played. And an absolute gentleman.
He's done very well in life. You know,
had to be a success. You know, I played with the Wood brothers, gentlemen. Tiger Ogle, what a nutter. Yeah, he had his own language. But he could play. Well, he could play.
It wasn't unnatural for us to see Marlon Burgess and Sean Barnard playing in the midfield, to see Theo McKees, Tom Bengal, Tiger Ogle, all black and coloured players, playing with white guys.
We had a guy, his name was Stylish. It was the only name we ever knew him by, Stylish. He had the most skill any 12-year-old ever had. And you know, so I think we were very lucky and fortunate in a way that we learned a lot from the different guys. You know, from the black guys, you learned a little bit more about how to do some tricks. And the coloured guys had a combination of those sort of things. And I think it was the reason why Ramblers and Montclair had very good football teams.
If I think about it, you know, with colour being, race being such an issue at the time, it was something that, you know, it never featured on our agenda.
When I played for Ramblers, it was predominantly white, and I was the only non-white in the team, which made it special because I was a special player.
I must say, if you think back to that era being the height of apartheid, you know, it was I think people appreciated the fact that I could play football.
Yeah.
And it was football first, and then they looked at the colour afterwards. And I think that's the beauty of football.